from clickorlando.com and WKMG. We're getting results in your neighborhood now at 6 p.m. Now at 6, the countdown to game time, and the stakes are high. We're live with how a local Little League team is planning to leave it all on the field tonight. And
voting is the one way you can make your voice heard, and we want to make sure that you can do that.
with 1 hour until the polls close, the votes are trickling in for some of Florida's biggest races, and the tension is heating up to see who will be elected, especially when it comes to Senate seat in District 15. Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Ginger Gadsden. Sparks have been flying from both sides of that race, with both candidates trading accusations over residency. The universal primary for Florida Senate District 15 puts former state senator and Democrat Randolph Bracy against incumbent state senator Geraldine Thompson. Now, News 6's Treasure Roberts joins us now live from the voting site on LB McLeod Road. And Treasure, have you seen a lot of people out there to cast their vote so far?
I haven't seen a lot, but it seems like people are starting to get off work. So we've seen a few people go in and out of that door in the past 20 minutes. But the countdown begins. We have just about an hour left until polling locations like this one close their doors. Now, if you haven't cast your vote yet, again, doors close at 7 p.m. So come on out to the polls. We're going to be catching up with the candidates later. You can find out more about that and catch our updates on clickorlando.com. Treasure Roberts, getting results, News 6.
All right, Treasure, thank you. And there are several races on the ballot tonight. Here are just a few of the other big ones we're watching now at 6 o'clock. In Orange County, 3 out of the 6 commission seats are up for grabs. So here's a map of the districts and candidates vying for a seat. The openings are in Districts 1 in orange, District 3 in the purple, and District 5, which you see there in red. In Osceola County, they could potentially see a new sheriff with 4 Democratic candidates challenging the incumbent sheriff Marcos Lopez, but Lopez is trying to secure a spot to serve his second term. Whoever wins will face off against Republican candidate Donnie Martinez in the November election.
Now, with the polls set to close in about an hour, we might not have the results for every race. Some potentially could be headed toward a runoff election. Any nonpartisan race that has 3 or more candidates can potentially go into a runoff. In order for a candidate to win one of these outright, they have to get over 50% of the votes. It's known as the 50% plus 1. If they don't, the top 2 vote getters will proceed to a runoff, which will be in November no matter what. So we have a list of the races along with the candidates and everything you need to know for today's primary on clickorlando.com/results 2024. And stay with us tonight from 7 to 8 for Results 2024 coverage. We'll have all the results, expert analysis, and live interviews with the winning candidates. Once again, that's tonight starting at 7 p.m. right on News 6, clickorlando.com, and our free streaming app for your smart TV. News 6 Plus.
All right, we know weather and voter turnout go hand in hand.
Oh, yeah.
We saw some rain earlier today, but now it's looking nice for people. Treasure mentioned getting off of work and then showing up for the polls. The meteorologist Jonathan Kegas joins us now with what's happening out there right now. Jonathan.
Yeah, much better for a lot of us, except for our friends in and around Palm Bay and Melbourne coming out of eastern Osceola County. Still a nice, healthy thunderstorm going on. A couple of lightning strikes, even though we are seeing the rain back off a little bit. Also, a couple of downpours over the Ocala National Forest to the I-75 corridor, just south of Gainesville, getting into Micanopy. So most of us are drying out, and I think give another hour or so, everybody through Central Florida going to be dry as the polls begin to close. But nonetheless, we were talking about that earlier onset of the showers and thunderstorms from yesterday. There is 6, 7 o'clock on your evening. I think Future Radar doing a very nice job exiting everything out. So I do think the back half of your evening is going to be on the drier side, and then we'll do it all again. It's all because of that cold front that is not coming here, so it's not going to give us any big time relief, but it is going to keep those storm chances pretty high over the next couple of days. We're going to give you that full timeline on those storm chances and talk about the increasing rain chances through the end of the work week coming up in about 10 minutes.
Jonathan, thank you. Well, our beloved Lake Mary Little League All-Stars are gearing up to take the field again tonight after a minor setback. But just because they lost last night does not mean they are out of the running for a Little League World Series title.
They look focused tonight. They lost last night's game against a really good Texas team. But now in less than an hour, they get a chance to redeem themselves and hopefully get back on that winning streak. News 6 anchor Justin Warmoth is right there with them. Justin, you just talked to Lake Mary's starting pitcher. He sounded pretty good, huh?
He sounded great, Matt, and I think that's been the theme throughout this entire experience. These boys are unfazed by this. I mean, take this in. Lamity Stadium, they had 14,000 people here a couple of nights ago. Last night's game, they had about 8,000. A lot of people watch here, and a lot of people watch at home. They are unfazed by it, but yes, they obviously wanted to win last night, and by losing, they are now in the elimination bracket, which means things get a little tricky. So let's take that full for you so you can kind of get an idea of what this looks like in Lake Mary's path to get to the Little League World Series U.S. Championship. So tonight, they have to beat this team from Staten Island, New York. If they win tonight, they play tomorrow against the team from Hawaii who just beat their opponent before tonight's game. Then they have to win one more, and then they play for the U.S. Championship. So this adds a lot more games, but I think that's a good thing. They came to Williamsport to play baseball, and yes, I had a chance to talk to the starting pitcher tonight for Lake Mary, Garrett Rehosen. Take a look. Yeah, he's gonna let his arm do the talking. By the way, Garrett Rehosen right there being interviewed. We got the scoop before they did. I'm not going to name the name, but you probably know the name of that network, but we got the scoop before that. That's why you're watching the powerful WKMG News 6. Now, I want to give you guys a little bit of a tease here. Go over there, Daniel. You see that? See that hill? You remember that hill. You remember my experience on that hill.
Yeah.
Well, last time I went down the hill, they won. And so, guess what? We're going to do that live at 6:30. Yeah. So we're going to see you then.
All right, you better.
Now reporting live in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, Justin Wormuth getting results.
Go twice.
You better tape those ankles up, old man. All right. Be careful out there. But yeah, you got to do it. We need to get a W tonight. Justin Wormuth, thank you so much.
I mean, you want to do what you did last time when they won. And I'm a superstitious person, so I'm like, what did I wear? What did I say? Where did I sit?
I haven't showered since the first game.
Well, that's a different story.
You can probably tell. Now at 6, we're following updates about Lake County Deputy Stefano Gargano. The sheriff's office says he is still in the ICU, but continuing to get better each day. Deputy Gargano was one of the 3 men shot in an ambush in Lake County earlier this month. Deputies were responding to a disturbance call near Eustis on August 2nd. That's when they were ambushed. Deputy Gargano and 2 others were shot. One of them, Master Deputy Bradley Link, died in the shooting. Deputy Harold Howell was also hurt, but has since been released from the hospital.
Turning now to growing cities dealing with growing traffic troubles. You might remember this video. It's hard to forget. In 2022, this doorbell camera video on Worst Road and Adair Street in Ocoee shows the moments a teen was hit by a speeding driver. Now, that teen ended up being okay, but it was enough for city leaders to make some changes. News 6's Catherine Silver shows us how they are getting results.
We still have a lot more coming up on News 6 at 6, including a landmark restaurant making a comeback in Daytona Beach.
Yeah, after being damaged 2 years ago by Hurricane Ian, Krabby Joe's is now officially back in business.
I have been waiting for this for 2 years, and I mean, ever since I saw it, I love this place. Every good event, I go here. There's always beautiful memories, the best people.
Coming up, we take you through the rebuilding process and the restaurant's plans to keep growing in the future.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Advent Health, helping the communities we serve to feel whole.
Having a pinpoint accurate forecast is so vital. We use the most advanced tools to examine those changing forecasts. Our powerful pinpoint Doppler radar constantly sends us updated data that we analyze. We take all that and turn it into information that you can trust, drilling down to your neighborhood, minute by minute. So while the weather is unpredictable, we're not. That's why News 6 can say, pinpoint accurate.
Stream News 6 whenever you want. Sponsored by T-Mobile. Watch news, weather, and special investigations on your time. You can even tune in to your favorite News 6 podcast. Download News 6 Plus to your smart TV now. Right now, we are working to learn more about how a woman ended up inside of a burning car in Orlando. The woman was found dead on Glasgow Avenue in Orlando just after 2 o'clock this afternoon. News 6 reporter Troy Campbell is on the ground and tells us deputies have shut down that street. He's also working to gather more information, including the woman's name. We'll bring you the latest information on air and online at clickorlando.com. A landmark restaurant badly damaged during Hurricane Ian is now back open for business.
Yeah, Krabby Joe's sits atop the Sunglow Pier, which was partially washed away during the storm. Now, after a lengthy rebuilding process, the first customers since 2022 walked through the doors this morning. News 6's Molly Reed got to see it firsthand.
All right, I was just saying, Molly looks like she is standing in front of a green screen. It was so beautiful out there. What a great day for a grand reopening. Yes, you are.
You always look like you're standing in front of a green screen.
What's going on, Jonathan?
Yeah, guys, we're mostly done with all the rain. We are still pinpointing a falling apart storm right now. This is just south of us in Rockledge. We have a couple of lightning strikes still to talk about for us into Palm Bay. This is just north of us in Yeehaw Junction, right down the turnpike. Again, the storm that was really rocking about 30 minutes ago, falling apart as it pushes back out into the Atlantic. So if we are trying to get back on the beach closer to Melbourne Beach, we're going to be drying things out nice and quickly over the next hour or so. A few just random drops as we head towards the Ocala National Forest. Those are quickly fizzling out. The main event that we were talking about yesterday at this time was through the early stages of your afternoon, and now things are beginning to wind back down as expected, but we will watch everything push back out into the Atlantic. Pinpointing that for you right here as we go through the 8-9 o'clock hour. Everything pretty much dry, maybe a few lingering showers in and around Palm Coast, all because of that stalled front that we've been talking about. It's not coming through Central Florida. There you go, 7 o'clock on your Monday morning. We're going to start to watch extra rain and thunderstorms start to push back up again early into your afternoon. That is 7 o'clock with a few more scattered showers and thunderstorms around. And that motion is going to be southwest to northeast with that front pretty much stretched from about Jacksonville through Gainesville. Everything is coming out from the Gulf of Mexico and back into our direction as well. Not much going on at all in downtown Orlando. Here is a live look with our Light Orlando Delivering Hope Skycam. Temperatures back to 81 degrees. There's that breeze out of the south-southwest. It's pumping in that extra moisture to help return that humidity back to where it should be, unfortunately, for this time of the year. We're at 91 in DeLand, 91 in Daytona Beach, 88 New Smyrna. We're at 79 thanks to that thunderstorm. It's muggy 79, though, in Kissimmee through St. Cloud. Now here's a look at your pinpoint. Accurate forecast.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency? You ought to call Strata.
Back to the low to mid 90s again. Inland, more like 90 degrees in Daytona. We're hanging around 90 at the Cape as well. 93 in Leesburg. Good evening in Wildwood. We're going to touch 93 degrees tomorrow. Taking you back up to the north. Of course, we're hoping to keep on showing you the weather in Williamsport. Lake Mary again tonight. Things are looking much better. Still cool, still a little cloudy as we saw Justin up there in the jacket. First pitch temperatures back to the mid 60s under those partly cloudy skies. We're going to keep things cool for the next couple of days as well. Hopefully, we're still talking about the next couple of days. So I forgot to switch the Lake Mary logo off last night, and I had it on the day before. So I'm going to make that mistake again because we need them to play tomorrow night. So that was my mistake. So we're going to keep that good karma rolling. So we're going to be forecasting for them tomorrow. 70% shot for storms on Thursday. We're going to keep that higher rain chances, guys, as we close out the work week.
I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Jonathan. Turning now to a countdown on the track and the return of NASCAR.
News 6 Sports Director Jamie Say is live in Daytona. How's it looking out there, Jamie?
I'll tell you what, it is a beautiful day here at Daytona. The sun is out. It's a little breezy here. Coming up, I'm going to take you for a lap around the iconic World Center of Racing, and I caught up with the reigning Daytona 500 champion, William Byron. His thoughts on coming back to this iconic track coming up next.
Do you feel like we got results for you?
Absolutely. I don't think this ever would have got resolved without you guys helping me.
Next, ET.
The juice is loose.
We're with the all-star cast of Beetlejuice.
More fun than the other one.
Plus, our exclusive with the perfect couple, Next, ET.
Tonight at 7 on News 6.
Well, the countdown to the Coke Zero Sugar 400 is almost over. NASCAR returns to Daytona in just a couple days.
Oh, yeah. Sports Director Jamie Say is at the track live after taking a couple of spins, Jamie.
Yeah, I did take a couple of spins, and I'm going to take you guys for a couple of spins in about 15 seconds. But the Coke Zero Sugar 400 is this Saturday night at 7:30. And yes, I just got out of the pace car that will be used in the Cup race. I was driven around the track by a former world champion in go-karting who happens to be Daytona International Speedway's president, Frank Kelleher. And of course, in just over a half hour, Up in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, the Lake Mary All-Stars take the field in a must-win game against a team from Staten Island, New York. We will have those highlights and a full recap on the late news. Live at Daytona International Speedway, I'm Jamie Say, getting results. Matt and Ginger, back to you.
I like that Richard Petty is making an appearance. That's huge.
Fantastic.
All right, Jamie Say, thank you. How are we looking as we go into the evening here, Jonathan?
Doing pretty good. Still have a few lightning strikes in Brevard County. That's all going to be exiting out over the next 30 minutes or so. So the evening going to be much quieter to sit on the deck and watch the League World Series.
Remember, you still have about 30 minutes to get out and vote.
Oh,
that
good call. Yes,
yeah,
we're all focused. I know. I thought you were going to say the Little League World Series, the Lake Mary All-Stars.
That countdown.
But yeah,
important too.
Vote,
that is
democracy.
very important.
It's important.
Do that.
And we'll be on in a little bit too. You can catch more local news on News 6 Plus Smart TV app, which is next. And we're going to have a full show on what she's talking
voting,
about.
Yes.
7 o'clock.
See you back here at 6:30 online.
Breaking news, traffic. When you need to know what's going on in your neighborhood, trust Sky 6 to get the bigger picture. Exclusively sponsored by attorney Dan Newland.